Thank you everybody for accommodating me with a different time today. I had to drop my car off for service and wasn't sure if I was waiting or going or what, but now they have it overnight. So usually I come to you live on Mondays at 11 a.m. So thanks for joining me at 4 p.m. today. It's been a long day. I feel like I've been constantly busy, but haven't been as productive as I like to be. But I did get a walk in. Emily went with me since she's home. It is hot and it was muggy and humid here in Central Ohio. So we only did a mile and a half, but I thought, well, at least it's better than nothing. Maybe later this evening, I'll try and get another mile and a half in. But anyways, thank you for joining me at Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. I want to give you a couple of reminders that on Tuesday, August 3rd, these two new publications will launch. The celebration, summer celebration, our first time having a second celebration in the same year. So we're all excited about that. It's filled with wonderful, wonderful, wonderful products that you can get free with a qualifying order. Hostesses get additional Stampin' rewards during celebration, our 2-month promotion. And when you join my team, not only do you get a discount and get to join a wonderful group of sharing and caring friends and stampers who share the same interest as you, you will also get to choose one of 12 bundles from the holiday catalog for the joining offer. So lots of good things coming in celebration. I wish I could show you inside, but I can't. We're not allowed to show the inside of catalogs until they actually launch. August 3rd, our mini catalog for the holidays also launches. You get a sneak peek there of some of the things, and I've been doing sneak peeks as well as other demonstrators. If you are not currently working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business, and I would be happy to send you complimentary catalogs. All you have to do is message me your full name, mailing address, and email with your catalog request, and I will get that off in the mail to you. Because holding the real thing in your hands is so much better than looking at everything online. And one more reminder about our Designer Series paper sale. We have 9 different Designer Series papers from our annual catalog that you can get 15% off through August 2nd. So just 1 week left to get the DSPs on sale, okay? So next Monday is the last day. Please don't wait till the very last minute in case there's a glitch with the online store or anything like that, or you just simply forget and then you're disappointed when you can't get the savings. But I'll point out the 9 that are on sale so you know. And you can also see this on my online store, maryknabe.stampinup.net. So Beauty of the Earth will be 15% off. Bloom Where You're Planted is on sale. Hand Penned is on sale. In Good Taste is on sale. In the Wild on sale. Pansy Petals, Sweet Symmetry, and Tidings of Christmas are also all on sale. And finally, You're a Peach is on sale as well. So 15% off those 9. If you need help placing an order, please just let me know, and I'm glad to help you through that process. Or you can order online with my July host code, and I appreciate that very much. Today, I'm going to show you how you can make 4 cards, basically the same, all 4 cards, from one piece of 6x6 Designer Series paper. Now, if you were with me on my last, I believe it was the last Facebook Live I did, when I used, or maybe it wasn't the last one. Anyways, I think it was last week when I showed you a Christmas card and I talked about what casing means. Case, create and share everything. And then we actually cased that Christmas card, but changed up the designer series paper to In the Wild. And I said that's not my favorite DSP, but sometimes I need to step out of my comfort zone and try new things. But while I was doing that Facebook Live, I commented that this piece of designer series paper is my favorite out of that whole pack. So this is what I'm going to be using. So to start, you're going to need a piece of designer series paper that's 6 inches by 6 inches. Okay, 6 by 6. Then you need a piece of coordinating cardstock. I happen to be using white just because I think it'll look real sharp like that. Your cardstock should measure 6 1/4 inch by 6 1/4 inch. Okay, so 6 by 6 and 6 1/4 inch by 6 1/4 inch. You're going to need a pencil and your paper trimmer. Now on the reverse side of the designer series paper, you need to measure out 1.5 inches on each side. You know, it might be easier for you to see it if I do it this way. Maybe I'll do it this way instead. So on each side, I'm going to make a little mark showing we're 1.5 inches. We're going to do the same thing on all 4 sides, 1.5 inches. Okay, so I now have that on all 4 sides. I'm going to set this aside for now, and now I'm going to mark my cardstock. The marking on the cardstock should be 1 5/8 inches, okay? 1 5/8 inches, so a little bit different there. So you're just going to turn that cardstock and mark 1 5/8 inch on each side. My markings are kind of worn. Getting worn on this. At least the ones around the outer edge. Okay. Once you have that completed, it's time for us to do some cutting. Now what I'm going to do is cut to opposite sides. So from that pencil mark on the top, or side 1, I'm going to cut to the pencil mark on side 3, or the bottom. And to do that, I'm just going to turn my paper until I see both pencil markings right in that cutting groove. Now, with the additional pieces, I'm looking for my pencil mark here because I'm not seeing it. There it is. With the additional pieces, these 2, you're going to put the longest side, the side where we just cut, at the top of your trimmer, and you're going to move it around until the pencil mark on the opposite side is right in that cutting groove of your paper trimmer. So this is what we have now. Okay, I'll set it here so you see what it looks like. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Put the longest side at the top of my paper trimmer and slide it over until my pencil mark is lining up right with the groove of my paper trimmer, that cutting groove. Cut that. So now when I flip these over to what is going to be my right side, I basically have, whoops, they might be off size a little bit, but for the most part, they are the same. Okay, just like that. Kind of an odd four-sided shape. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my coordinating cardstock. Again, I chose white just because I think it'll look nice with this print, but you can make yours whatever color looks best with your designer series paper that you've chosen. I'm going to flip this over. So I have the longest side at the top of my paper trimmer. I'm going to line up the pencil mark right in that cutting groove. And I'll do the same thing with the last piece. Longest side at the top of the paper trimmer. Slide it until the pencil mark is fitting right into the groove. Now, pencil mark should be on the back side, so you want to flip these pieces over as well, or you can just erase them, whatever you think. But that's why we flip them over at the very beginning. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere the designer series paper pieces to my cardstock layer. And when I do this, I've got the edge, the long side, the long edge of both pieces lined up. So there's only that small border of cardstock around three sides. That long left side, there is no border. We're pushing the designer series paper right up to the edge of the white cardstock. And I'm going to do the same thing on all four. Well, that one's a little big, so I might just, that one I am going to scoot over just because I feel like the cut was off a little bit. So now it'll be, but either way, I like to do it just so it looks even around. That tells me one of my markings was probably off a tad bit on this one. And you can tell that by doing this. See how this one is bigger than the smaller two? I should have showed you these first before that one, which I kind of goofed on. So either way, even if I guess what I'm saying is, no matter how it shows up, even if you are off a little bit on your cutting, you can still make it work just by sliding around the DSP. And you can see here, I barely have any, so I'm going to scoot this over right to the edge like that first one. But when you get the card all finished and complete, people aren't even going to notice. Plus, you're not sending the same 4 cards to the same person, right? So if you just do it so that you find even borders all the way around, okay? Ideally, it should be this, but, or is it this? Let me think. I have to go back. Now I'm getting myself confused. So either way, I'm not going to stop talking about that because I'll get myself confused. Now I'm going to adhere each of these to a piece of Evening Evergreen designers or Evening Evergreen cardstock. These pieces measure 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And what I'm going to do is adhere them so that the top and that long left side are pushed right along the edges of the cardstock. Thank you everybody for being here. Lots on today. If you have a moment to share this video, either now or when it's finished, I would appreciate it greatly. I'm trying to boost my numbers and very much rely on my viewers to help me with that. Because me sharing by myself doesn't bring in the same number of people as all of you sharing together with me. This is a great way to cut up that designer series paper. Don't hoard your paper. You want to make sure you use it. But you can cut the 12 by 12s into 6 by 6 pieces. And then with one 6 by 6 piece, or just use a 6 by 6 designer series paper, which we have a few of them. And make some quick cards fast. I just thought this was so clever when I learned this layout. I like learning new things, and then I like sharing those new things with all of you. I will say, when you are using this technique, this layout, it works best if you're using designer series paper that is not directional, okay? Because some of the pieces actually are upside down when you think about it, just in the way that they were cut, because we took from all parts of that designer series paper. So it works best with designer series papers that are not directional. Now I have 4 soft succulent card bases ready. Whoops. Phooey. Come on, come on. You know, I'm putting that aside. It's frustrating me today. Stick with my multi-purpose glue. This might be a little faster anyways. Again, my Evening Evergreen cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So a typical layer. And also the same size as the white that I put inside the card, 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I originally intended to, instead of using white, use the soft succulent, but I just thought, gee, that white might really make that designer series paper pop even more. But I think either way would look very nice. Pam says she likes it better with the white all the way around. Trish, you are right. Aren't these great colors for Christmas? I cannot get enough of these two greens, Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. And have you tried them with Cherry Cobbler? Oh, classic Christmas. Sharon Stackhouse, thanks for sharing. I appreciate it so much. Make sure that you're commenting throughout because I will be giving away a card. I'm not sure which way I like better. Let's compare them side by side. I don't know. I like them both. Kind of leaning towards that, but honestly, I think I like them equally. Okay, now I want to add some sentiments. Oh, I have white cut for the inside. If you are stamping something on the inside, Trisha's totally add the Cherry Cobbler. Oh, that still is my all-time favorite red. It's just classy and elegant, traditional. It's just such a rich, rich red. But keep in mind for, oops, I don't know what that is on the end right there. Keep in mind that if you want to stamp a sentiment or a small image or whatever on the inside of your card, please be sure to do it before you adhere the cardstock. That way, if your stamping's off a little bit, you can still flip that cardstock over and not have to waste. Okay, and I'll pull, that other one had ink or something on it, so I'll finish that fourth one later. Once again, I'm needing some sympathy cards, so I decided I really need to cut some other designer series paper as well and make more of these cards, which I'm going to do this evening. And I really love these two sentiments for sympathy. Sending healing thoughts your way. This could also be somebody for who's sick or has cancer or even just hurting internally, emotionally. And then with heartfelt sympathy, or use them together. Use this outside on the card front and use this on the inside because I think they go nicely together. But for now, I'm just going to stamp here. I'm looking at Julie's question. She says, Mary, if you had a directional DSP, would putting the piece on the opposite side down in the opposite corner work? You know, as I'm thinking it through my head, I would say yes, Julie, but before me giving 100% acknowledgement to that, I would try it out myself. So it's in my head, I think logistically it would work, but I would want to try it out before I cut a whole lot. Hi there, Marion. I'm glad you joined us. So I'm cutting the heartfelt sympathy with our double oval punch. Does anybody have this? Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let me grab another piece of cardstock since I need 4 of these. Anybody watching the Olympics? I haven't watched as much as I usually do. I'm just super busy right now. Plus we added in wedding dress shopping and looking at wedding venues, things like that for Andrea and John. And just low energy, that kind of thing. So I'm not staying up watching like I normally would. So hopefully this week I'll catch a little bit more. Okay, now I decided I did want to, oh, look at that. I'm not sure I want that color. I think those larger scalloped ovals should be cut from, let me grab it here. I think those should be cut from the soft succulent. Let's try that. Oh yes, much better, much better. I want it to pop. Let me cut a couple more. I should say punch. A bit of Olympic trivia, because I did watch some of the opening games. I think that's when I saw it. But anyways, 41 different sports in the Olympics. 41. Crazy. That's, yeah. Can I name 41 sports? I don't know, but there are ones that I'm seeing that I thought, oh, wow, that's a sport? Okay. And this year they added skateboarding, so I can certainly see why that's there. But it's just really interesting, and I love always learning about the host city and the different cultures. So it's more fun. It's more than just the sports to me. I think there's a whole lot to learn and enjoy. So hoping I can catch some. Kathy, you're right. You can do so many different things here for different occasions. And I think I'm going to pump these up on dimensionals. You know, you probably already knew I was going to do that. Does anybody have a favorite Olympic sport? Favorite as in you like to watch it the most, more than anything? Oh, 3x3 basketball. That's another one. I was like, where did that come from? Never heard of that. 3x3 basketball. I think of something that's you play in your neighbor's driveway or something. But no, that's a real thing. A real Olympic sport. Now, when you're adding gymnastics, yeah, gymnastics is always a favorite for mine, men's and women. I like some of the swimming, beach volleyball. Yesterday we did have the TV on for a little bit, and it was the triathlon. That is pretty amazing, the endurance those people have. And I mean, they were finishing the race, and it's swim, bike, and run. And they still were running so fast when they, oh, I want to turn this one the other way. When they're finishing the race, it's amazing that people have that kind of endurance and strength. Of course, I guess training's a full-time job for them, isn't it? Okay, now I originally pulled out the Evening Evergreen and the Soft Succulent ribbons that I thought I would use for embellishing, but then I went to this. Look how wonderful this is. This is the gold, what do they call it? Gold shimmer ribbon. And I always think this is so pretty around Christmas time. And it's just a real subtle shimmery satin, fun to work with. But look how when you use this, it brings out the yellow from the center of the flowers. So this is the one I decided on. And Trish, think about this, Trish and everybody else, since we were talking Christmas. Evening Evergreen, soft succulent, cherry cobbler with this shimmer, gold shimmer ribbon. Gorgeous. And I'm looking for paper snips. So I had to cancel Friday's Facebook Live because we were going wedding dress shopping. That was our first experience. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. And we had the nicest women, young women, working with Andrea, and just, it just was so much fun. And she does have it narrowed down to 2 there. But since that was our first place, she decided we would keep our other 2 appointments for this Wednesday. But from last, I'm not sure where I want this. From last Friday to this Wednesday feels so long. It feels like counting the days to Christmas or something. But it just was a lot of fun. Andrea, the bride, and then my other daughter, Emily, and my sister, Joan, who happens to be Andrea's godmother, and myself. And we just had so much fun. So yesterday on stampinpiece.com, my blog, I posted the engagement card I made for Andrea and John, and it used a brand new stamp set from our holiday catalog that is called Strong of Heart. Strong of Heart? I think that's right. Strong of Heart. So please check that out at stampinpiece.com. And in case you missed it, I did do a free Friday download on my blog also. So check out the last few posts in case you missed those. You know, Kathy, people say that all the time. I make the bow tying look easy. It's just lots of practice. I've done it so often for so long. Katie, what are you asking? What will I share with you? Oh, Kathy, what a great idea to make your own DSP with the candy cane stamp and cut it to 6x6 and then cut it in the pieces here. Katie Whitmer, oh, the engagement card. Yes, it'll, or did I send? I'm trying to think. I have so many things going on. I can't hardly keep anything straight. And I have lists everywhere. Katie, it will be shared either tonight or tomorrow to my Facebook groups, but you can always find it on my blog, stampinpiece.com or www.stampinpiece.com. Eventually, when most everything I share, and almost all my Facebook Lives get shared to my YouTube channel, my blog, my Facebook business page, my VIP group. It all makes it circle. I just don't always share the same things to each of those on the same day. I kind of move them around. Kathy, I do believe, yes, I will be making the wedding invitations, but we haven't gotten that far yet. I'm going on vacation with my girls and actually John's family, her fiance's family. And I've met them all. They're very nice people, so it should be fun. So we'll be gone the first week of August on vacation, and then the girls are going, and John are going on vacation with their dad, the girls' dad. And then Andrea's a teacher, so about the time she gets back, it's going to be time for her to go back to teaching. So we've gotten the venue done, are working on the dress, and what was the one other thing? Oh, they talked to a photographer that they wanted and got that scheduled. So we're trying to get those big things taken care of quickly. You know, Katie, I don't know if this was a mistake or if it was intended. Stampin' Up! We purchase the glue dots from a wholesaler. I don't really care for them this way either. But I am glad they just still work the same. So I don't know if that was really a mistake or if the vendor changed how they're making them. I really don't know the answer to that. The wedding is next June, so we're very excited. And Emily will graduate from grad school next spring, so we've got a big year for our family. It's exciting. All right, how about if I give 2 of these cards away? I really need lots of sympathy cards, but we're going to give 2 away. I'll give one with the sentiment perfectly horizontal and the other one with it at an angle, okay? So make sure that you comment. I hope that you will go back to this video and review the measurements and things so that you can make some of these cards with designer series papers on your own. Have a great Monday. I look forward to sharing another creative project with you this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Leah, I agree. Just that little bit of little gold bow really makes a difference. Adds a really nice touch to the cards. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.